Hey, welcome to the Educational AD podcast. It's normally team building tips on Thursday, but on almost New Year's Eve, want to do something just a little bit different. I've seen a theme the last couple of days as the year is winding down about being grateful, having an attitude of gratitude. And it's always been something that, I've tried to stress at the schools that I've been at. Let's be thankful for what we have, but let's still try to get better. So I just wanted to maybe offer some thanks here at the end of the year, again, for all the support that we've received for this little podcast. When I started this about a year and a half ago, my goal was simply to recognize the great athletic directors that we have here in the state of Florida. Wanted to do something, maybe a little bit different for my term as the president of the FIAAA. And the response has just truly been overwhelming. I cannot believe, and again, I'm saying this, trying to be very, very humble and grateful. I just can't believe how popular it's become. And it's certainly not due to anything that I offer. We like to say we do three things. We let athletic directors tell their story. We let them brag a little bit on their school, and then we let them offer tips to other athletic directors, particularly, young athletic directors. I'm certainly not offering any wisdom. I'm just the guy that's asking the questions. And again, I want to thank everyone, who's listened to an episode. Certainly want to thank all of our guests who have been on. And if you're listening and, you would like to be on, shoot me an email. My email is jakestouchdown@gmail.com, and we would love to have you on to tell your story. I was very fortunate to be a guest on Don Baker and Josh Matthews' great podcast, Hanging with the AD, and they were so welcoming and so professional that I said, geez, I've got to do this for our athletic directors in Florida. They, treated me so well. And again, I like to joke, you can either thank them or blame them for the Educational AD podcast. As we've grown, we're closing in on 30,000 total downloads, which again, it just, blows me away. There's been a number of people that have encouraged me to continue to keep doing this, obviously all those downloads, but I want to single out a couple people, from our own state organization. Our executive director, Andy Childs, has always been, very supportive of this. Russ Womble's a good friend, one of our very first guests on the podcast, a longtime athletic director in Florida, was very encouraging. And nationally, there's so many out there, my friends on certification, but I want to single out Mike Elson from Tennessee. Mike, again, a national figure in the world of educational athletics. He has just been nothing but encouraging. He was the one that said, as we were reviewing our, after about a year, we were reviewing our top tools in the toolbox. He was the one that said, Jake, this would make a great book. And, again, that encouragement got me to, put all the tools that you have suggested and put in the toolbox into a book, put it out there. And again, the response to the book has just been tremendous. So again, I want to try to share, my attitude for gratitude. I'm just so grateful for everything that, all of you listeners, have done for the podcast. As long as you keep listening, I'm going to keep asking the questions. Thanks so much for your support. I want to thank our sponsors that have come on board in the last several months. Violet Defense, our number one sponsor. They were an FIAAA sponsor. They sponsor our visors that go out to all of our guests that we interview. If you have not gotten your visor yet, shame on me. Please shoot me an email so I can get that out to you right away. We also want to thank our good friends at Huddle, at Sideline Interactive, at Wall of Fame, Vital Signs, Hometown Ticketing, and we want to thank Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack, who actually sponsor the Athletic Director Toolbox segment of the podcast. It couldn't happen without our sponsors. It couldn't happen without all of our listeners. As I mentioned earlier, we've got some exciting changes coming in 2022. We're still going to have our great interviews. We're still going to have our mentoring minute and team building tips, but we're adding a special Wednesday feature, and more about that after the first of the year. But again, thank you all for listening. Thanks for continuing to support our sponsors. And as I said, if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, please shoot me an email. That's how it happens. And we'll get you on and let you share your story. We'll let you brag about your school. And we'll also let you offer some tips for other ADs. This is the Educational AD Podcast. Happy New Year to everyone. And hopefully we'll continue to see you and hear you in 2022.